Hi Tabitha, how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. My name's Latoya. I'm one of the social workers here. Can you tell me what brought you here to see me today?
Well, I just got out of an abusive relationship, so I'm staying at the domestic violence shelter, and I was recommended to come over for some therapy to kind of work through some traumatic things, I guess, that I've been through.
Okay, so that means they recommended you for some CBT to kind of work with some trauma. Can you tell me a little bit about that trauma?
Well, I've been in a domestic violence relationship on and off for about 5 years now, and I guess I didn't realize how bad it was, and then I became pregnant, and I lost the baby due to physical abuse. Um, and I just found out like last week that I had lost it, and at that point I decided it's time for me to leave. And so I left, but I really didn't have anywhere to go because I didn't have any money or a job or anything like that because he always took care of everything. And so I'm here just trying to figure out what to do next.
Okay, well, I'm happy that you took that step just to kind of remove yourself from that situation. So, can you tell me about some feelings that you've probably been dealing with?
I've had a lot of feelings. I'm scared for one because, like I said, I don't know where I'm gonna go when I leave here. He wouldn't let me work. I didn't have a vehicle. He made me cut off mostly all contact with any family, so I have no money. I don't have anywhere to go. I'm scared that he's gonna be looking for me. I mean, I don't know how many domestic violence shelters there are around here, but I'm sure he's probably called every single one of them trying to find me. I'm scared that he will look for my family because he thinks I'm with them or something. I'm very anxious. I just don't know what my next step is going to be. I don't know how long I can be here. I'm also just really sad because I lost the baby. I was excited about it because I thought it was going to be a way out. And maybe now I've realized that maybe it wasn't a good, it wasn't a good thing for me to be pregnant. But it's been really hard to deal with that loss, and I just haven't been able to sleep at night. I really don't have an appetite or anything.
Mm-hmm. So you got a lot of feelings going on, and so I could that was good. Thank you for sharing that information. I could tell you a little bit more about trauma-focused CBT and what you could get out of it while you're here. So trauma-focused CBT is basically cognitive behavior therapy. We kind of focus on psychoeducation. So psychoeducation is basically just kind of teaching you some positive outlets to cope with some of your feelings and emotions that you're going through. Because we have a lot of feelings that kind of trigger the different emotions, and feelings trigger thoughts, and they kind of go around in a triangle, back and forth, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want you to kind of get anxious, or a lot of people kind of get overwhelmed just kind of thinking about a lot of things they might have went through, and they don't know how to deal with that.
Yeah.
So it might put you back into the situation you was, because a lot of people, they just kind of have feelings they don't know how to handle. So I'll let you know the session is also it's about 10 to 12 weeks long, and during those 10 to 12 weeks we're going to kind of work on some problems, and this is our first session. So the first session is just to kind of get to know more information about you, and then come up with a problem that you want to work on throughout these sessions, okay?
Okay.
So I'm going to go ahead and take some notes while we're meeting today, just to kind of jot down some information that you're kind of telling me. It will help us kind of come up with a problem to work on.
Okay.
All right, and at the end of the session, I'm going to ask you just to kind of give me some feedback, what did you get out of this session, and also give you some feedback as well, from what I've observed in this session.
Okay.
All right, so he told me that you were in a in a traumatic domestic violence relationship, and you basically lost the baby. So can you tell me how you've been dealing with that so far since you...
It's been really hard on me because, like I said, I was excited, and I thought that it was giving me something to look forward to, because I sit at home all day by myself, don't have TV or internet or anything. I was isolated. I mean, he wouldn't let me have any contact with And so I was excited that I was gonna have a baby, somebody to keep me company,
Yeah.
I guess something that I felt would love me as much as I love it. And so I mean, he's just for the last couple of years been very abusive. And just one night he came home and he was mad because I didn't do the laundry and he didn't have the supper that he wanted. And he just got really on, hitting me a lot. And then the next day, I had a doctor's appointment that was already scheduled. And when I went, they told me that I had lost it. And so ever since then, I've just been really down because I guess I kind of blame myself. I shouldn't have let him do that to me. It's kind of, I guess, put me in like a depression because I don't want to eat. I can't sleep. It's constantly on my mind, like replaying that night over and over again and what I should have done to make him stop so that it wouldn't have hurt the baby. And it's been really hard.
Okay. So you've been isolating yourself since everything happened, and just kind of going through the whole abuse. You've been isolating. So have you had any conversations since you left there with your sister or any family members that you might have?
No, I haven't reached out to anybody yet. The only people I've talked to are people at the shelter, the social worker there. But I haven't reached out to any family. I don't even have their phone numbers right now. Like, I think I can remember them, but I don't know if they're still correct because he took my phone. He hasn't let me talk to anybody in like a year, so.
Okay. So, that have to be hard, just kind of, not having that support that you're trying to reach out for.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me, what are, one goal that you want to work on while you're here?
The biggest thing I think I need to work on while I'm here is just figuring out how to gain independence so that when I leave, I can have something to go to. Because right now I just feel completely lost. And of course working through the grief of losing the baby and how I can move on and be a normal person without being controlled because I don't feel like I know how to do that.
Okay. And that's a good goal to work on, especially coming from that situation where you're kind of dependent on him. All right. So I'm going to go back to something that you said earlier. You said that you blame yourself. Can you tell me more about that? Why do you blame yourself if you...
I don't know. I guess I should have been more protective. I think that, I really, when I think about it, don't think there's anything I could have done to stop him. But maybe if I would have hid, or maybe if I would have hit him back or done something to, get him off of me or been more protective of my stomach so he couldn't have hit me there. I don't know. I feel like, and also because I even stayed with him this long, I feel like it's my fault and maybe it's my way of punishment. I don't know.
Yeah. So, I would suggest that's something that you need to kind of work on as well. Just kind of getting off of that, where it's always easy just to kind of blame yourself. Because we're our worst critics. So sometimes we kind of think it's our fault, but you can't control another person. So you have to understand that was abuse and that was his control. Of course, you taking the step to kind of get away from that situation. That's a big step. So, can you tell me about your support system? Who do you have as a support system right now?
Just people at the shelter
just the
right
people
now.
Here.
I used to have a very good relationship with my mom and sister, but I let him, convince me that they were bad and that I didn't need to be with, talk with them and anything. And now I realize it was just him being controlling. And so I do plan on reaching out to them at some point, but right now I don't feel like I'm ready. I feel like they would be ashamed of me.
Okay.
I don't want to tell them all this stuff, but I feel like I need them. So I don't know, I'm trying to figure out how I can reach out to them without having to disclose everything.
So What do you think is a time that you'll be ready?
Maybe by the time I'm ready to leave here.
Okay.
Because I feel like I need to work on this stuff myself first before I can go to them.
And that's something to kind of help with the treatment here, and just kind of how to just kind of gain that independence and learn how to cope is basically you need a support system as well, because having a support system is always a positive outlet. So somebody that you could, talk to whenever you're kind of feeling overwhelmed or you're feeling scared or worried, at least.
Yeah.
Your parents could kind of help you, your sister or brother or friends, they could always help you with that. How long have you been here at the shelter?
Just 2 days.
2 days. So how has it been since you've been here?
I mean, everybody's been very welcoming and very nice, but I don't feel good. Like I said, I can't sleep, I can't eat. So for me, I've just been like very down. But as far as the shelter goes, everything has been pretty good there. I'm really excited. I'm happy that I came because I feel like everyone here will be able to help me get to where I need to be. I just hate that I have to get to this point.
Okay. Alright. So I'm over here. Let me review some of the stuff that I jotted down. You said you just kind of feel lost. You mentioned something about getting back to your normal.
Just being normal. I don't know what it's like to be like to work or to, I guess, I don't know, like I've been isolated for so long that I don't know what it's like to have like a normal day and to not be controlled by every little thing that I do. So, and that kind of scares me too, that I don't want to leave here and then go back and get into another relationship like that just because that's all I know right now.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I want to be independent and I want to go out and do things. And
So you mentioned scared a whole lot. Do you think that's something that you're going to probably get into another relationship similar to this one?
I mean, I don't plan on it. I don't want to. Since I've been here, I've been reading like the statistics and stuff that they give you when you come in, and the statistics of women being in a domestic violence relationship and then going into another one or going back to the abuser. And I don't want to do that. I'm just afraid that when I leave here, I'm not going to have anywhere to go and I'm going to fall into it again.
Yeah. So can you tell me, what is some stuff that you've been kind of doing so far, just to kind of help with getting your mind off of all this?
I mean, it's really been hard to get my mind off of it, but I think for me, thinking about it and going back through the motions of what happened, and because now I'm realizing like how bad it really was. When I was in this situation, I didn't realize how isolated I was and how controlling and everything that he was. So I think it's really helped me a little bit to just even realize how it was, because before I wouldn't even be able to sit here and talk about it.
Okay.
But I don't know, it's been hard not to think about it.
Okay. So it seemed like you just been having a lot of thoughts that's been going on.
Yeah.
So I know you want to kind of work on your independence and just kind of getting back to having normal feeling, just kind of feeling like yourself and being able to reach out to your family.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I'm going to give you an assignment just for next week whenever we do meet, and we could go ahead and start probably meeting twice a week while you're here.
Okay.
Just to kind of just work on some different things, some of these problems that you're having. But we're going to focus on the independence and just kind of having that normal feeling.
Okay.
So I want you just to kind of write down. I want to have you do a journal.
Okay.
So anytime you kind of have different feelings where you feel scared, I want you to kind of take the time and write those down, okay? Write down your thoughts at the moment, like what are you scared of, or what triggered that thought. And then next week we're going to review it,
Okay.
just to kind of see like what are some stuff that we could work on, like how to change those thoughts.
Okay.
All right. So at the beginning I told you that I was going to ask you for some feedback. So can you tell me like what you got out of this session?
I mean, really, I feel a little relieved just because I was able to get that out. And I feel positive about the future and that I'll be able to kind of work through this. And I'm glad that we'll be meeting 2 days a week because that gives me, it's still, slow enough for me to work through it at a slow pace, but at the same time, it's not so many days apart that, like, I'll forget what we talked about.
Okay. And I would say for me, I got that you have a whole lot of stuff that you need to work on. But I know I like the fact that you're kind of focused and you know what exactly you need to work on. Just kind of coming back with that independence that you felt that you lost. And, I'm very happy that you did take the initiative just to leave that situation. And hopefully we could keep you on that path and kind of help you get your independence and kind of get your thoughts and everything under track, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you, Tabitha.